Hi everyone, this is Jared, AC7WH, Backyard Ham Radio. This little video is about some future plans, so stay tuned. But each one of these coils of wire, they're the same length. This one only looks larger because I made a larger loop out of it. But they're all trimmed for a quarter wavelength in the middle of the voice portion of the 80 meter band, so 3.8 megahertz. So each one is approximately 20 meters long, which is a little over 61.5 feet long, in this case, to be fairly precise. And I am planning to make a helical vertical antenna with two elevated counterpoise radial wires, and it should be pretty awesome. I'm just waiting for the helical antenna core that I plan to purchase from Home Depot, but it's a little tricky because it's going to be really long. I won't tell you yet what it is, but you can probably guess based on previous videos and your own personal knowledge. But that's what that's all about. So 3 wires is really all it'll take for me, especially since this will be elevated counterpoise radials and then one driven element that will be spiraled on that core I plan to purchase in the near future. But to show you some other things for how you can make use of a relatively small amount of space, I've even got an old shoebox down there. Had that shoebox for a lot of years when I used to have steel-toed shoes that I was wearing at retail work in a warehouse. I still actually have those shoes, but the box is now used for an ICOM IC7300 to be stored there so that it can be easily accessed and moved around. I can let my brother and my dad borrow it, and they know where it is, and it's easy to grab. That used to be my primary transceiver. Coming over here, this is where I have my helical vertical 17 meter antenna with that 2x4 that Kevin had prepared for me. So there down in that spot, that is the un and the counterpoise radial wires. So that gives you an idea of how I make some use of space. Someone may say, well, why don't you just put it out in your shed, which I have, or my garage, which I have, thankfully. But I don't want this to get full of bugs. I don't want it to be in the way. And this is a huge closet, so I figure I might as well make use of some space. And then I can just grab it and stick it out on my deck when I'm ready to actually transmit, and then put it away when I'm done. And then as far as these wires here, that's just a temporary spot until I actually make that helical antenna. That's the plan anyway. So thank you all for viewing, and I look forward to sharing more about that antenna within the next few weeks. This is Jared, AC7WH, Backyard Ham Radio, saying 73.